show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. What's going on, my family? What's going on? Happy Wednesday. What's going on, man? Hey, man, here we go. Another Master in Our Business Brainstorming Session. Pretty much what we bring together other entrepreneurs, community leaders, and industry experts, man. They exchange ideas, develop strategies, and talking about actionable plans for real world business challenges. You guys already know what's going on, man. Um, Drop those follows, drop those comments. Make sure you guys introduce yourself, blow up the comments with your websites, your business LLCs, and talk about what you do, man. What problem are you solving in the community? Or you can actually talk about what challenge you plan on overcoming this year. We always, like to talk about challenges, so we can bring up solutions. That's what it's all about. You never know. You might have somebody right here on the live that can actually, solve your problem. Or just help you get closer to your goal at the end of the day. So make sure you guys blow up that chat, like, follow, subscribe. Um, you already know we live on Instagram, we live on YouTube right now. We live on M.O.B TV. Also, man, make sure you guys download the Enterprise Theater Network channel on Roku TV. We do have the M.O.B TV Network channel um, right on Roku, man. So you can check us out, check out some of our recaps. Um, and kind of go back and check out some of those gems, man, we've been dropping throughout the year. I'm excited, man. It's already the second quarter, so it's super crazy right now. To really just be talking about just being in the second quarter already. Um, Time been flying. It seemed like we were just talking about and really just introducing the first quarter. So we already in the second quarter. It's really, this is one of my favorite quarters because it's the beginning of spring. Summertime is right around the corner. And this is really the time where, everybody, love to get active. It's a lot of events and activities being organized, um, a lot of campaigns being launched. Shout out to some of our members that have some active campaigns. We've been, everything's just been, just skyrocketing. Because it's just that time. Everybody's feeling good. The weather is breaking. People want to get out the house a little bit more. So yeah, man. We got a lot of different events and activities coming up. Speaking of that, make sure you guys check out the website. We got a lot of updated information on there, especially our event page. So we actually got a chance to revamp our events page. So you can actually go on there at www.masteringourbusiness.com/events, and it'll give you a layout of all of the upcoming events and activities we have coming up, the overviews, and then it'll give you the links where you can actually RSVP. So make sure you guys go check out the website. We got a lot of amazing events and activities coming up. A lot of great resources. Speaking of resources, definitely check out our resource center right on our home page. We got a bunch of great, information on there as far as our ebook, the Entrepreneurship Unleashed ebook. And then we got some grants on there as well for you guys to go ahead and apply yourself because we all can use some more funding, some more capital at the end of the day. So make sure you guys check out our resource center. Speaking of funding, man, and capital, we got a great special guest, another special guest for you guys today. And yeah, man, this the month. This is month 4. So that means we talk. We're really going to be focused on module 4, which is financial literacy and budgeting. So Um, yeah, man, it's like I said, we can all use a little fun and we can all use some extra capital. So we're gonna be diving deep into that this month. So I'm excited, man. But in fact, if you're excited with me, man, make sure you guys throw them fire signs in the chat. Introduce yourself if you're on our live. Make sure you guys post your websites, promote your business at the end of the day. That's what it's all about. Connect with somebody. We like to connect the dots and connect people, and connect great people at the end of the day, so you guys can do some great things. Speaking of connections, definitely make sure you guys apply and check out our memberships. We got a lot of key features from different resources that you can actually access, from video and audio production to social media management and marketing, to or if you just need a fresh start, you want to work on your business plan, and get your paperwork in order. That's something that we can definitely do. You need your website revamped or developed, or you need your website managed, just different things like that. So definitely go check out our memberships, and check out some of the resources and services that's actually available to you, especially if you're a business owner and you're working on something right now. Like I said, it's quarter 2, man. It's quarter 2, so we got to make sure that we have all our resources in the bag. Got to make sure all of our content is on point. Got to make sure that we're ready for these events and activities that's coming up. Speaking of that, definitely make sure you guys go check out Mob TV. We got a lot of different content that we actually just updated, from exclusive interviews, my brainstorming session recaps, standing on business webinar recaps. We got a little bit of everything on there, man. So make sure you guys go check out Mob TV. And also make sure you guys download the Enterprise Theater Network channel on Roku TV. And check out some of those. Check out some of that mob content, man. We got our own channel, or you can actually go check out some of our content 24/7. So yeah, man, go check us out. We got a lot of great content on there. Um, what we got coming up next? I want to actually get deeper into some of the events and activities that we got coming up. Like, shout out to Jasmine at Serenity Nail Polish. We got a lot of different things coming up with them, based out of New York. She got some great things going on, especially her mamapreneur, entrepreneur one-on-one webinar she's been doing every Monday. So, if you're a mamapreneur, or if you're just an entrepreneur in general, and you just, you're looking for those extra gems, man, she definitely been dropping them. So definitely make sure you guys, head over to our events page and RSVP for her next webinar. Like I said, right now we're on module 3, this up and coming Monday. So definitely tap in with her. She's been doing some amazing things. Her and her beautiful daughter, all the way out in New York. So shout out to Serenity Nail Polish, and shout out to the webinar, man, that we've been actually helping her host every single Monday. So definitely check that out. Also, speaking of Mondays, man, make sure you guys check out the Monday mantras we've been doing with Fee from Philosophy LLC, man. So every Monday we're tapping in with philosophy. So make sure you guys head over again. Make sure you guys head over to my events landing page at www.mastermybusiness.com/events, and go ahead and, man, make sure you guys confirm your attendance, man. We need to see our people in the building. Like I said, we do this for you guys, so we want to make sure we see you guys in the building when we have hosting these different webinars and hosting these different live streams, as well as when we hosting our in-person events and activities too, coming up soon. So make sure you guys tap in with us again. We got another special guest this week. But before we get into that, I want to do a one check real quick. We definitely brought back our icebreaker questions. So I want to hit you guys with today's icebreaker question. What's the most ridiculous thing you've ever spent money on? Let's go. Let's go. Let's see him in the chat, man. If you're live with us, let me see you in the chat. Let me see you in the chat. Today's icebreaker question. Go ahead and post your answer to today's icebreaker question. What's the most ridiculous thing you've ever spent money on? Since we're talking about financial literacy and budgeting. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. What's the most ridiculous thing you've spent money on? While you guys posting in the chat, I really want to bring our special guest on. Let me see what we got on. I know she's been coming in and out. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Blow up that chat, blow up that chat. What is somebody said crab legs? Okay, okay, okay. I love it. I love it. I love it. What's the most ridiculous thing you've ever spent money on? Let's get it. So while you guys blowing up that chat real quick, I'm gonna bring up our special guest. What's going on, Elon? What's going on? Go ahead and unmute. Let's
I
go.
love technical difficulties. How y'all doing today? How y'all doing today?
Bless, 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 bless. How you feeling? How you feeling?
I'm great now that I got some proper internet.
Man, that's how it be, man. These live streams, you got that Wi-Fi is your best friend,
Indeed, indeed, for sure.
or it can be your worst enemy sometimes. We had them,
Yeah,
we had them.
at the wrong time too. Like it always want to play games with you when you really need it.
Oh, that's how you know we about to cook, man. I say that every single week. That's how you know we about to cook it up, and that's how you know the universe. We about to give the universe some good things. So
I'm
it's
loving
all good. It's all good. We're gonna keep going. We got our people with us. Speaking of our people, man, if you just typing in, make sure you guys introduce yourself. Let me see where you're typing in from. Post your websites, post your social medias, and also we got our brainstorming icebreaker question. Um, what is the most ridiculous thing you've ever spent money on? So I want to see you guys post your answers in the chat. We got my home girl, Elon. What's going on? What's going on? Real quick, man, for the people that don't know, give them a quick introduction on who you are and what you do.
All right. How y'all doing today? I'm Elon Sure. And I do business funding and consulting and coaching as well. And I do real estate as well. So I'm kind of have my hand in a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but it all surrounds uh, funding and money, right? So yeah, happy to be here.
And we all, like I said before, we all can use some more funding. We all can use some more capital, man. So, it was just so perfect for us to really just collide, especially, the first brainstorming session of the second quarter of the fourth month, which is financial literacy and budgeting. So, Real quick, man, I really want to kind of go into and really dive deep into, what inspired you to take that leap into entrepreneurship, and how did you know, it was the right path for you?
Um, Kind of my grandmother, to be honest. She kind of encouraged me to get into to entrepreneurship by being an entrepreneur herself, and I kind of watched that growing up. I did the whole college thing, and I got out and did corporate America, got into management and whatnot. But I quickly learned like I wasn't here for the fakeness in the corporate America. And so it just wasn't allowing me to be authentic. So I just wasn't interested in playing all those kind of games with them. So I just decided to start investing in real estate. And um, when I made like my whole salary at closing for the year, I was like, yeah, I'm out.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Nah, I mean, and that's how it be, man. When you really find your passion, and once you taste that first blood, really see like, oh, I can actually make a living off of this. I think that's and I think that's something that we all need to, that's a point in time that we all need to really kind of cross. And we really need to embed that seed in, at these young ages. And that's really one of the reasons why we passionate. I'm actually excited about us doing our STEM workshops. Really and really kind of bringing something for all ages. Giving something especially for the youth. Giving them a platform to really grow their spread their wings and really dive deep into some of these important topics and some of these important subjects in life. And really just sowing those seeds at a young age at the end of the day because they the future, and they got to figure it out, man. So we gotta really sow deep into our future. Real quick, man, I really want to talk about module two, which is marketing research and idea validation. Can you share a surprising insight you discovered doing your market research that kind of shaped your business idea?
You said marketing research.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
Okay, yeah. As far as marketing research, I kind of, been doing the funding for years, so I already kind of had my hands in it. But what kind of came as a surprise to me a little bit is how many business owners weren't of color weren't like doing the same thing, which was funding themselves, right? Because I had been funding myself before I decided to help others get funding for their business. And so I thought that I could add like great value to the community because I had firsthand experience. And so it was in doing the research, I found that people of color just weren't taking some of the steps that I had been taking to get some of the funding that they need. So I was like, well, I mean, I could provide that for them for sure.
No, I think that's I think that's very dope. I think that's you said something that's super important. As far as you funding yourself. You taking those steps for yourself. I think that's where we have similar backgrounds. A lot of these different things that we offer, and a lot of the resources that we have now is from us bumping our heads and going through those muddy waters and building our brand and figuring it out for ourselves. And I think that's really what drove us to really, you know, be able to, build a blueprint for others and, wanting to build a blueprint for others. So, I really appreciate you for that. Real quick, what's some good advice, what's some advice that you would give somebody that was seeking funding for the first time? And how do you think they should go about it?
If you're seeking funding for the first time, I'm going to tell you to make sure you know that you're ready to get the funding. What you don't want to do is be ill prepared. So I encourage people to get credit analysis and then get a oh Lord have mercy, I'm having a brain fart. um, and have their business analyzed as well. Make sure that the funding that they're trying to get is um, that they can actually go get it, right? Because a lot of people come and think they can get funding and they're ill prepared and then they're disappointed, right? And so you don't want to get disappointed by having an expectation of being able to go get funding. Make sure that everything is in compliance. So that's the word I was trying to find when I had the brain fart was you want to do a compliance analysis on your business, and then you want to do an analysis on your credit as well, and make sure that everything is lined up so that you can get the funding that you need.
Nah, that's the key word, compliance. That's the key word for the day, compliance. Let's get
Mhm.
it. Let's get it.
Thank you.
I love it. I love it. So real quick, we love to talk about financial literacy and budgeting. Right? This is like I said, this is module 4. This is the time for it. How did you approach, or how do you approach budgeting for your business, and what strategies do you use to ensure financial stability?
Yeah, for me, I secure a lot of funding for my business. I don't use my own personal funds. So I take the bank's money and use the money to make more money, right? And as far as budgeting, um, I have a plan, right? Of course, and so I work my plan, and I may secure like 100K, right, for my business, and I may need to put 25K into a growing pain, and I'll take that 25K and leave the 75K, and then collect data for a quarter, right? And see if I need to dump more money into that growing pain because something's happening, or if I need to pivot into another portion of my business. So definitely, I would say if you're trying to budget for your business, I would say don't use your own money. Use the bank's money if you can. If you can.
PM.
Yeah, don't use your money. You might even have it, right? You might even have a good 50K you saved up or something like that. But take that 50K that you saved up and then kind of like almost borrow against it, right? Put it away and then let the bank give you some money and you go invest it into your business. Therefore, you always have a little something on the side for your business that you saved up. And if something don't go right with the bank, then you could just give it to them, all right?
Definitely, definitely. I was just talking about, and I was kind of breaking down good credit. I mean, good debt and bad debt to one of our members the other day. Can you kind of touch on that? Can you break down what's good debt, what's bad debt? I know that's something that we love to talk about when it comes to financial literacy.
So good debt would be something I just spoke about, right? Going and getting some funding for your business and working your business plan because you're going to make money off of that. Good debt would be like buying a home when you're prepared. Don't buy it unprepared, but buying a home, that's good debt. Buying a vehicle, that's good debt, right? Those are things though, because they can become appreciating assets for you if you make money off them, like a home, or again, like a vehicle for your business, or some funding for your business to invest in your business. All of those things are good debt, and it's okay to be in good debt, right? As long as you know how to manage that debt, it's okay to be in good debt. Bad debt would be getting a credit card and going to Louis Vuitton and buying up a bunch of clothes and shoes and then going to get a personal loan to pay it back because the interest didn't hit you.
Yeah, super bad.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that, man, real quick. And speaking of that, actually, that ties into our icebreaker question for the day. And I still need you guys, to tap in. I've seen a few answers already. But if you just get me in, what is the most ridiculous thing you've ever spent money on? Let's see them answers, man. Let's see them
Oh, I
answers.
thought you was asking me because I'm gonna have to think about that because I've done a lot of ridiculous things.
I mean, yeah, you can chime in. I definitely would love for you to chime in on the icebreaker question for sure. But what if and also for my people that's tapping in live, man. What is the most ridiculous thing you've ever spent money on, man? Let's see those questions. Let's see those answers in the chat. But yeah, if you could touch on it real quick, Elon, what is the most ridiculous thing you ever spent money on?
I bought a pair of $800 Gucci shoes that I cannot wear because my feet changed.
Ooh.
I got them still. I can't wear them. I mean, I can't. They're like brand new, pretty much. I can't wear them. My feet changed.
Hey, you better hit eBay or some Facebook Marketplace. But yeah, man, yeah, the designer will get you every time.
Yeah.
Somebody said crab legs though, man. That's a good one. 'Cause
Really?
crab legs can be
I
expensive.
like crab legs. I think that's not ridiculous. I love a good crab leg.
Somebody said, okay, we got nail polish.
Okay, pre-cut fruit is a good idea. That's a good one.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
$10 for a Rice Krispie treat. Wow.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. You know what? I can't even talk. We spent like $7 on like two candy bars just yesterday, the other day. So that was kind of ridiculous. But yeah, man, keep them answers going. Keep them answers going, man. Keep them answers going. What is the most ridiculous thing you've spent money on? Let's go. We had to bring back our icebreaker questions, man. I know you guys have been wondering. We've been getting a lot of feedback, like, man, when we gonna get back to icebreaker questions? So I love it, man. I love it. I love the energy. Real quick, I know you spoke on in your last couple of answers, you spoke on planning. And this is something that we talk about in Module 3. That's something that we talked about a lot last month. Business planning and strategy. What's the most critical element of your business plan you believe set you apart from your competitors?
Um, so I think that for me, the most critical part of my business plan was or is and was taking a moment to understand that um, I I needed guidance, right? So investing in my education and mentorship was very critical in my business plan and in my business as well. Knowing how to take a leap forward and knowing how to maneuver around certain things so that you can scale is very important. And you may think you know everything about business, but you don't, right? And then there's someone else out there who's doing business, the same type of business that you're doing, better than you are, and you can learn from them. And so investing in my education and investing in mentorship was the very was the most critical part of my business plan, is making sure that I had the proper education and the proper mentorship.
No, most definitely, and that's something that's super important. And for me, it was definitely a blessing. Once I really started to get, my first few mentors. Shout out to Alonzo Palmer, rest in peace. And shout out to Naima. There's definitely somebody else that I consider a mentor. In my early entrepreneurship days, that really, people that really didn't have a problem with sharing knowledge, sharing real life, you know, um, experience. I think that's super important, and it really changed a lot of aspects, of my career, and that's something that we try to give our members as well, with our mentorship programs, and linking them up with different advisors, and giving them that solid foundation. That's really what it's all about. Having your village, super tight. Um, but hey, somebody in the chat, actually, speaking of our members, one of our members actually said, "What size are those shoes?"
There are 38, I think 38.
hey, hey, you might have, hey,
I let them go for 250.
feel me? Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Hey man, sometimes it be like that, man. Let's keep them answers coming too, man. Let's keep them answers coming real quick. For today's icebreaker question, what's the most ridiculous thing you've ever spent money on, man? Let's see them. Let's see them answers. Because sometimes, we all be feeling like we all, it's just us, but we all in the same boat. We all doing the same thing, making the same mistakes. Um, and really having some of the same challenges for the most part. So it's always good for us to see that at the end of the day, man, and move like a mob. We all moving like a village at the end of the day. So I love that. I love that you brought up mentors. I think that's super important. Who's some of your mentors that you really took to?
So starting off very early in my career, I can't even remember the dude's name. It was so many years ago, but a gentleman, older guy, Caucasian male who I just don't remember his name, but he was pivotal in turning my life around and getting me into real estate. And then I have some more mentors that I'm dealing with now. So I deal with Solomon Woods and Darrell Gray, and he's a great mentor as well. Another mentor, Herman Dulce. He's a really good mentor as well. And so, yeah, those are a few guys that I deal with. I wish I could say that I have some female mentorship going on, but come on, ladies, what's up?
Man, let's get it, man. Let's get it. And that's so crazy that you said that. Because to be honest with you, I feel like over the year, or these last couple of years, I felt like the females have just been dominating the business space. It's so crazy. Most of our members are female. So yeah, man, maybe we can get you linked with one of our members, man. I'm pretty sure. We actually have another one of our members, CC. She's actually a great person, to really just give you a lot of guidance and a lot of input, a lot of firsthand guidance. She actually down there in Georgia as well. Shout out to the Natural Way 365. My family. This been my family for a minute for sure. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I love you. But yeah, maybe that's somebody that I could definitely link you up with, and you can go check out her farm and check out some of the great things that she's been doing in the community, for sure. Somebody in the comments said just my size. We might got a bidding war. We might got a bidding war. Uh.
Buddy.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. So, real quick, moving on, I wanted to kind of touch on another module, sales and customer service, right? What is the most memorable customer interaction you've had, and how did it impact your approach on sales and service?
Most memorable. It won't be a positive experience, but I'm gonna tell you why it was memorable.
That's all good. That's all good.
So I had a client. He was an older gentleman, and at first he seemed kind of cool, right? But after he signed his contract and came on as an actual client, right, he just became like a nightmare. He because he had access to me, and he was like one of my very first clients. So I was like, I need him, right? So I allowed him to kind of like abuse me in my time, and and at the end of the day, things didn't go the way that I needed them or wanted them to. So now, I don't allow for individuals to even connect with me anymore like that, right? I now have like a team who deals with everything. I'm not putting myself in the forefront where people can reach out to me and call me and text me at all different types of the hour and get frustrated with me about something that they've done or whatever that might have slowed up their process, and then get to try and abuse me verbally, right? So I have blocks in place, and boundaries in place now than before. I didn't have boundaries. I was just like, I need a client, right? So
Yeah.
I took the abuse, but no one has to do that, right? You don't have to do that. And I just want to say that to any and everybody. Like, even if it's your first client, if they're treating you like that guy treated me, drop him.
Yeah.
That's what I should have done. I should have dropped him.
And I think we all literally, like I said before, I think we all find ourselves in these same predicaments because especially when you just starting off, you just like you said, you just want that client. But all money is not good money. There's something that I had to learn in my career. People will waste your time. That's another thing that I had to learn in my career. You got to make people invest in what they want to do, so they don't waste your time. And also, all money ain't good money. Some people is this, and what I learned, it's so crazy that it's like this, but it's always the low paying clients too. It's never the people that's cutting you the real checks or the people that's more consistent with their payments. They never give you any problems. They don't, you then they got to be calling, checking up with them like, everything all right. But the ones who you give the breaks to, you give the discounts to, you show the most love to on the pricing. Those be the ones who be the biggest headaches. And I must say, that's why we got the no discount merch. Hats coming soon. Y'all gonna see me with the hat on and probably another week. But yeah, no discounts. We really pushing that. We standing by that. Because it's not just about not showing somebody love. At the end of the day, it's just about making sure that you show yourself love and you know your worth, and you attract the people that you want to work with because believe it or not, and like I said, your best clients is the highest paying clients. They don't give you no problem. So you always want to push that bar. And I'm not saying, charge ridiculous prices, for your services and nothing like that. But, make sure that, you just don't, really, you just know your worth at the end of the day. You don't, you just stand on that. We got to stand on that, man. And it's crazy for sure. But yeah, and you said another thing, boundaries. Setting boundaries. It's okay to set boundaries. I love it. I love it, man, because that's super important, especially when you run into business. And some people will use that against you if they, especially when they know you an independent business owner. That's why I really try to get my people away from telling the using the black owned thing, because sometimes that'll put you in a box as well, and people will be like, well, okay, well, you black owned, well, whatever. They might put you on the box where they feel like you need them now, so they might treat you a certain way. So, we try to get away from getting put in the box. Okay, we might got a sale. Jazz says she's sending you her shipping address.
Y'all
let's,
ain't, y'all don't want them shoes.
let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Okay, hold on. We got another answer for our icebreaker question. High car insurance for a pay off 2012 bill.
I'm guilty of that.
See, hey, sometimes it be like that. It be like that. Okay. That's what I, that's what I did to win, bro. Using my own money, right? Let's get it, man. We need to use that OPM. That's why y'all need to definitely make sure you guys set up your consultations and really sit down with my girl Ellen, Elon, and make sure that you guys really build with her, and take advantage of some of those services, man, so she can put you guys in position, to get this funding. OPM, you guys, stop using your own money. Fund your dreams is out here. Let's get you in position. Let's get you with Elon. Let's get you with Mr. Fix It. Let's get you with with the mob. For the most part, to get you guys together. If you need a business plan, redraft it or draft it up. If you need to, revamp your website, or if you just need a website, certain things that you need to really, get in position, put yourself in position to win. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Drop them. Let's get some love in the chat, man. I've been loving you guys' answers, man. Drop them fire emojis in the chat if you loving the brainstorming session so far. If you haven't gotten a chance to answer today's icebreaker question, please, please, please do not leave without answering today's icebreaker question, which is, what's the most ridiculous thing you guys have ever spent money? Let's hear them answers. Let's hear them answers, man. Let's hear them answers. So real quick, I really wanted to move on, to another, module. I like to talk about operations and logistics a lot with our members. Can you describe a significant operational challenge you faced and how you overcame it to improve your business efficiency?
Yeah, so I kind of just touched on a little bit of that. So me inserting myself way too much into my business, allowing myself to be so accessible. So I hired a team, and they come fully trained, and they pretty much run the business in the background for me, so that I can focus on scaling and doing stuff like what I'm doing right now. Right? I mean, I could do that before, of course, but now I have the time and the availability to move about and be able to generate and drum up business for my corporation, and get these calls and appointments going for my team so that they have something to do because I'm paying them, right? And then they do all the closing and the fulfillment and everything for me, so it allows me to focus, on the social media, on the podcast, on the speaking engagements and the networking engagements and things of that nature.
Most definitely, most definitely. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Most definitely, most definitely. So real quick, um, I really want to talk about, key factors when it comes to scaling and growth. What key factor contribute most to your business growth, and how did you identify and capitalize on that opportunity?
Say it again. I'm sorry.
So I said, so what key factor contributed most to your business growth, and how did you identify and capitalize on that opportunity?
Okay. Yeah. So again, me being so accessible to clients and not being able to focus on the more visible parts of my business, like the social medias, the speaking engagements, the webinars, and the networking engagements, drumming up business, and things of that nature. That was a key factor for me, and it allowed me to be able to grow exponentially, to be more visible, and to attract more clientele, right? Because when you're doing all the work, and you're doing the social media, you're doing all the speaking engagements, and then you gotta talk to the client, consult with the client, and fund the client, and then do the all the fulfillment and whatnot. When you're doing everything, it's exhausting, right? It's exhausting, and you can get burnout. So it doing that allowed me to be able to free up some time to focus and grow my business, right? So I can focus and scale this business to the next level, take it to the next level. And then adding on other services was another thing, right? So not just funding, right? So we also do credit repair, and we also do business formation. We sell age corps. We do so much, so it allowed me to be able to put more into my business and offer more services and bring more clients on.
Man, that's super important. That's super important. I don't think people really understand the importance in having, a structure and having a team to really fit that structure as well, so you can really scale your business and don't burn yourself out. I've seen it over and over again because I think we only really focus on getting clients, but I've seen it on the other hand where businesses have gotten too many clients, and they wasn't able, they didn't have the right structure, and the right, components in place to handle. the boatload, and they wasn't able to really scale their business. And instead they got burnt out. So I think that's a super gem. Um, to really highlight for sure. Drop them gems in the chat, man. If that was if that really hit home for you, and if you're a business owner in the chat, man, make sure you guys don't forget to drop your websites and drop your LLCs, man. I want to see what type of businesses you guys have. And if you guys need any resources or services, make sure you guys reach out to us so we can guys can get you connected with the right people and the right resources for the most part. This is what we do this for you guys. For you guys, we do this for you guys at the end of the day. So it's always good to bring our community together, share resources, share knowledge, and share these moments like this. Um, I don't want to hold you up too much longer, but real quick, how has your mindset evolved as a leader, and what practices do you incorporate to maintain a positive spirit?
Um, my mindset is has always been one of a believer in myself and my abilities. So it didn't matter if I was new to something or not new to something. I always just thought, for whatever reason, I was gonna figure out and I can get it. So basically, my mindset has to stay positive in order to create more positive outcomes in my life. And some of the things I do is, never giving up, staying consistent. Um, I do, prayer or meditation. I like to eat well. That's very in exercise. That's very important to making sure that you can keep a good mindset, and taking care of yourself. Right, focusing on the things that make you tick, or make me tick, I should say, but also make you tick is right. Focusing on those things that make you tick and catering to those things, because if you don't take care of yourself, then you can never shift your mind. If you're not making sure you're good, your mind can never go where you need it to go. You have to focus in on you and what's best for you as well. And it's not a selfish thing, just so you know. A lot of people think that that's being selfish, but it's not being selfish. It's being selfless, because the more you're energized and the more energy you have to give, the more you can impact individuals.
Mindset over mind. For real, I think mindset is everything. We've been talking about this every single week. Especially tapping on meditation. This is something that's been really coming up every single week. Every time I ask this question, it's been coming up, and I think that's why I love. That's another thing I'll talk about as well that I love about these brainstorming sessions, touching on some of these topics. Talking with individuals like yourself from all over. We've been having, people in different industries, different backgrounds, different cities, different states, different countries. And I touch on these same topics, the same questions, and we get the same answers. So that's just confirmation. There's so much confirmation when it comes to these brainstorming sessions, and coming, when it comes to building with beautiful people like yourself, and just people that's willing to share knowledge at the end of the day. So, hey, let's keep on, let's keep on motivating. Let's keep on going. Jazzy Pooh said, makes me want to revamp my side business. Let's get it, man. Let's get it.
There you go.
Hey, let's get it. We'd love to have you, within the community. We'd love to have you in the mob community. We got a lot of resources, and we like to have fun too. We move actually. We move like a family. Just because you master your business, that don't mean you don't want to have fun. You don't. You want to make sure that you enjoying your passion and enjoying what you're doing. So we like to have a lot of fun. We got a lot of fun events and activities coming up. Um, and we like to connect, with good people, like-minded people. So that's what it's all about. Real quick, Elon, let them know where they can find you and what you got coming up next. Real quick.
Actually, I'm doing an event. If any of you guys are in Dallas, Texas, I'm doing an event this weekend, at the Cut and Fed Barbershop. And so it's on Sunday at 2:30. And you can find that information on my social media at Elephant ELEFIN underscore funding. So that's my Instagram, and I'm Elephant Funding on TikTok as well. But yeah, I have the Instagram and TikTok is the best way to get in touch with me if you're trying to communicate or if you need something or just want to ask a question or you need a service or whatever, you can hit me up there. My website is www.elefinfunding.com. If you want to get pre-qualified for some funding, we'll do an analysis for you and see if you're compliant. And if you are, let's get you going.
Give us a quick shout out, real quick.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out the mob for sure.
Let's go. Let's go.
Love
Let's
it.
go.
Thank you for having me.
And definitely thank you for coming, dropping these jewels. We always love to have different experts, like I said, like yourself, to come on. And, that's what this is all about, man. Moving as a unit, moving as a village, coming together, dropping these gems, sharing knowledge, at the end of the day. So, I appreciate you for taking out the time in your day to really come on and, drop some gems and, bring forth some more confirmations at the end of the day. This is the same thing we've been, touching on every single week. Every single week, we coming on live and, building with our community, giving back, and, making sure that we sharing these resources and, coming together as a community to accomplish the things that we need to accomplish. Because us as entrepreneurs, we the backbone of the community. So I wanted to make sure that, we coming together and we building more jobs, we create more opportunities for the youth and for the future. So hey, we gotta move forward together at the end of the day. Real quick, if you still tapped in with us real quick and if you haven't gotten a chance to, make sure you guys post your websites, post your social medias in the comments, and post how you actually benefiting the community with your business, so we can actually connect you with the right people. You never know, you might have somebody right in the chat that might want to connect with you as well, or that might just have some resources for you guys. So, we've been definitely connecting the dots a lot with our brainstorming sessions. Real quick before I let you guys go, I don't want to hold you guys up all night, but I definitely want to leave you guys, with another assignment for this month. Again, like I said, this month we're touching on financial literacy and budgeting as a module 4. So what I want you guys to do is create a 30-day budget tracker. Track and categorize your personal or business spending for a month, right? Analyze patterns and consider ways to optimize your budget. Reflect on where you can see opportunities to improve financial habits. And this is going to be vital for you guys, man. So, again, I want you guys to create a 30-day budget tracker. I want you to track and categorize your personal or your business spending for a whole month. We're going to analyze patterns. We're going to consider ways on how to optimize your budget, man. Get you guys in a position that we can, really, strengthen you guys, especially if you guys got some plans. You might have a project coming up. You might have a vacation coming up. You might have something coming up that you really want to make sure the money right. So that's what we're doing this month. We're helping you guys budget. So yeah, I want to leave you guys with that assignment. I'm looking forward to definitely checking out your trackers. And I love when you guys connect with us and is able to get some value out of that. So at the end of the day, make sure you guys again check us out on Mastering Our Business, on all platforms. Definitely check out our website. We got a lot of information. We got a lot of content. We got a lot of information on upcoming events as well on our website. And we also have our raffle going on. We got some treats going on for you guys as well, for you guys to win some free resources, some free memberships at the end of the day. So yeah, until next time, you guys. I don't want to hold you guys up all night because I know we can build all night, especially when we master our business. So again, definitely make sure you guys check us out. Make sure you guys reach out to us if you guys got any questions or concerns, or if you just want to build a campaign, or if you want to join the community, man. Again, until next time, until next week, I'll talk to you guys in a minute, man. You guys be safe, be blessed, and let's keep building.